My name is Bradley Brassfield. I wanted to let you know on my new journey that I'm on, and some possible anecdotal things that I have to say about it that will either be proven in the long run to be um, completely true, or you could not take my word for it, but go listen to other people talk about this as well. There's plenty of videos on YouTube about this. But I just want to talk about my personal experiences. I had a friend of ours the other day come and stay with us, and she said that her brother and her sister in law had started the carnivore diet. And I was like, I've been thinking about this because I heard Dr. Jordan Peterson talk about it. Him and his daughter both have chronic illnesses um, that they started the carnivore diet, and it's pretty much completely ended all their problems. Which sounds like a almost like a superhero diagnostic thing that happened, right? It's like, well, you're chronically ill, and then you just start eating meat only, and you're better. So anyway, I was like, all right, cool. I'd been hearing Dr. Peterson talk about this, so I'm on. So that night, literally that night, without any preparation, I said, boom, I'm gonna start the carnivore diet. I say diet, and it's kind of a strong word. It's more of a way of life because I found out real quick that the carnivore diet is basically an all-you-can-eat buffet of meat. Eat till you're pleasantly full or pleasantly satisfied, I should say. Um, where normally you would eat like 4 ounces and have a little bit of this and this portion control. Um, so anyway, I went to Costco and bought a slab of ribeyes and a couple burgers and just a couple little things that I'd be like, hey, this gonna keep me satisfied for the week, or a little over a week, or maybe something like that. So anyway, um, I start that night. Within, and I mean this very, very true for me. I'm gonna speak very, very honest here. Within 2 days, my wife was like, "Hey, are you feeling okay?" And I was like, "Actually, I feel great. Like I feel a little greasy. Isn't the word like skin wise? It just felt weird eating for 2 days greasy rib, like a fatty ribeye. Um, but I was like, I feel great. Like weirdly enough, she's like, well, um, you didn't snore last night, and I was like, that's probably why I feel more rested. She's like, well, I was up with the baby and I didn't want to wake you because you weren't snoring or anything. You seem like you're sleeping pretty good. So, and while I was up feeding the baby, we have a 3 month old. While I was up feeding the baby, you didn't gasp for air. And I was like, really? Couple of times a night, I should say. I am undiagnosed. I've never went to a doctor or had this, but we assume that I have sleep apnea of some sort, whether it's very small or full blown. I don't know, but a couple of times a night, I'll just stop breathing or gasp for breath. Been doing this for a couple of years now. Uh, like completely exhausted when I wake up. She's like, you, the whole time I was feeding the baby, normally I'd do it a time or two at least while she was up. Nothing. And every time that she had turned over or whatever, she noticed that I hadn't done anything like that. It wasn't snoring, wasn't anything. So, okay. All right, cool. Let's see how that goes. Pay attention the next time that you're up, or whatever. The next night she was like the same thing. So basically, let's back up. Since day two, I've pretty much stopped snoring completely. I still have allergies and I still have some, sinus stuff that I'm dealing with right now that I'll snore occasionally. But my habitual snoring is pretty much gone. And she hasn't noticed any gasping at all. And we're coming up on 3.5, 4 weeks of the carnivore diet. Moving on, number two, or I guess sleep apnea is number two. Number three is one thing I noticed that I had a bout with COVID 2021, I think, and I part of the long part of getting over COVID was my lower back. I've always had back pain. Went really hard in basketball, really hard in football, growing up. So I've always had pain in my shoulders, my knees, my back, my ankles. But this particular pain was wild. It was so bad that I would be almost in tears almost every day. Well, I've noticed that around week 2.5, my back is not hurting at all. Not only am I not having any pain, it doesn't hurt at all. I still have my moments of like my back's tight due to muscles, but we're talking about chronic pain is gone. Furthermore, both my knees, both my ankles have been shattered, twisted, broken, whatever during basketball and football. My shoulder here, I had a doctor talk to me about subscapularis, I think is what it's called, where my shoulder blade hits on the nerve, and it was making my fingers go to like numb. I would not be able to play chords sometimes, or it would hurt tip my fingers to play chords. That is gone. Is it anecdotal? Sure. I mean, I'm 3.5 weeks into this thing, and these are my results so far. Are they long-term results? Time will tell. But if you want more proof, go watch Dr. Peterson. I challenge you to go watch him and his daughter talk about. She has her own podcast, and he's got one. But I think he was on Rogan talking about his, and that was kind of like the first thing I did was go like, I know Jordan Peterson talked about this. I've heard it like 3 or 4 times just in scrolling, and I was like, I'm gonna go look up that video. What does it say? He says I did a lion diet, like a raw lion, and it's meat, water, and salt. Salt not being the what's it called, iodized or whatever it's called, table salt. We're talking about sea salt. We're talking about good stuff. Furthermore, I have ordered Celtic salt. It's got more minerals, and it hadn't been bleached with the white. It's supposedly like really, really beneficial for you. Salt's very important. We have been having a stigma against salt for ages. It gives you high blood pressure. It does. The table salt that we eat is bleached and it's got impurities in it. It's not overly great for you, but the right salt could definitely make a Mediterranean salt and such, could make a huge drastic change in your life just by changing to those type of salts. And that's all I cook with when I cook is sea salt of some sort, coarse sea salt. So you can actually tell how much you put on your food versus just shaking that little salt shaker and get a ton of salt on there. That's what we're talking about with high blood pressure and stuff. But anyway, one of the stigmas against the carnivore diet is we for ages and ages, since I would say the 70s, we've been told that red meat gives you high blood pressure, cholesterol. It causes rage, which all of that's false. That's insane, right? Eggs give you high cholesterol. Well, it could be said that what else are you doing that's causing high cholesterol? Are you feeding yourself, putting into your body a bunch of impurities, such as trans fats and these and this and this and this and this? Then yeah, I mean, I guess you could. If you're eating eggs with a bunch of terrible stuff with it, I mean, can you point at eggs doing that? No, of course not. If you're eating eggs and then you're going to eat cupcakes, is eggs what made you fat or sick or high cholesterol? Probably not. It's been proven that eggs are great for you. Eggs are wonderful. My brother's allergic to chicken eggs, so he gets quail eggs. They're the same thing. They do the same nutritional properties that chicken eggs do, or whatever. Quail eggs. Just look into this. This is a really cool, and there's quite a rabbit hole that you can fall into of learning about how we've been lied to for ages. First off, I haven't had no sugar in my body for almost 4 weeks. I have zero cravings. Now, you may have cravings. There's been no unusual digestion for me. It's been everything's been totally normal. I haven't been sick at all from any of this. You would think that eating uh, nothing but ribeyes and burgers for 3.5, 4 weeks, that I would be like tired of it. I don't. I keep it interesting. I keep it. I do things that I'm a cook naturally, so I make it different every time. There's a grill, there's a cast iron, there's a regular pan, there's butter, there's this, there's that. So I challenge you to hopefully you find this interesting first off, but I challenge you to go and look into this yourself. If you're having chronic pain, um, brain fog, um, anything really that's going on that's not natural. Are you eating cupcakes and donuts, ice cream? Um, if you are, then I think for a lot of people, almost everyone, these buzzwords, the sugars, the carbohydrates, the this, these are probably more than likely your problem. I know they were for me. So I just made this video today just to tell you my journey. I'm on week 4, 3.5, 4. I'm gonna say 4, ish. I'm like 2 days to the fourth week, and this whole journey of me. And I forgot the most important part. From day one till now, just over 3.5 weeks, I have lost 19 pounds, and that's been kind of a almost like we literally, my wife and I just talked about this yesterday, right? I hadn't even thought about it. Yes, I could tell my face and whatever, but like I hadn't even thought about the weight part of it. It's like that Ozempic shot. It's like a side effect of trying to get your insulin down and your type 2 under control. This has been like, oh my gosh, I've stopped snoring. I'm sleeping like a freaking baby, right? I'm able to jump. I'm able to get in the floor and play with my 3-year-old daughter, and I lost 19 pounds in 3 weeks. It's kind of wild. We'll see how, and that's also without any exercise. I have not had time to exercise. 3-month-old, almost 4-year-old, and a full time job doing music. I haven't had really the time to go work out. I haven't made time to go work out. But it's a good thought process, good thought experiment here, because at 4 weeks exactly, I'm going to go work out while doing the carnivore diet. So I'll jump back on here from time to time and talk about my thoughts and processes and things that I'm going through at the moment. And I would like for you guys to come on this journey with me, and hopefully we'll change some lives together. Until next time, thank y'all for hanging out with me this long. What have I been rambling on about? Carnivore diet. Let's go.